Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is Tuesday, March the 25th. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, the local market is set to open positively with ASX futures up around 0.4%. Global stocks were mostly higher overnight following reports that the Trump administration is planning a more measured approach on tariffs against US trading partners. On Wall Street, investors sought out heavily discounted tech shares, which saw the S&P 500 rally to its highest level in more than 2 weeks, while the Nasdaq also rallied. The volatility index fell to its lowest level in more than a month. Nvidia, Meta, Amazon and Advanced Micro Devices led the gains. Tesla shares accelerated, recovering some of the recent steep losses, helped by optimism about the prospect of scaled-back US tariffs. Lockheed Martin fell after the Bank of America Global Research downgraded the weapons maker to neutral from buy. And US-listed shares of Rio and BHP tracked the price of copper higher. And crypto stocks rallied as the Bitcoin price jumped higher, with MicroStrategy and Coinbase leading those gains. Well, President Trump is likely to exclude a set of sector-specific tariffs when applying reciprocal levies on April the 2nd. That's according to news reports citing government officials. President Trump has already flagged that he will impose tariffs of around 25% on cars, with similar duties on semiconductors and pharmaceutical imports. But he later agreed to delay some of those tariffs after a push by three of the largest US car makers for a waiver. Taking into account possible effects of the tariffs, Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic has said he sees slower progress on inflation in coming months. Now expects the Fed to cut its benchmark interest rate by only 0.25 percentage point by the end of this year. Well, the US 2-year Treasury yield has risen to 4.04%, while the 10-year was up to 4.33%. Markets are now pricing in a 70% chance the Fed funds rate will be cut by 25 basis points by June. Also boosting yields was an unexpectedly strong reading for the services sector in the S&P's PMI index for March, showing clear expansion in the final month of the quarter. The same index for manufacturing, however, undershot expectations slightly and fell into contraction. Well, the pickup in business activity saw the US dollar jump to multi-week highs against the euro and yen. The Aussie is trading at 62.9 US cents. And the rally in risk assets has seen Bitcoin rise to 88,000 US dollars. Oil prices have gained as President Trump said he will impose a 25% tariff on countries that buy oil and gas from Venezuela. Brent crude futures rising more than 1% to $73 a barrel. Copper has fallen around 0.8%, while iron ore has surged 2.3% to $103 a tonne. And gold has eased as the US dollar rose, spot gold down more than 0.5% to $3,006 an ounce. Ahead locally, the federal government will hand down the budget this evening. On the corporate calendar, we can expect an investor briefing from Steadfast Group and Weebit Nano, while Syrah Resources holds its AGM. Stocks trading ex-dividend include Cash Converters, Motor Group and Southern Cross Electrical. That's your day ahead. See you again tomorrow.